This episode of the Stickers and Scuffs podcast is in partnership with Ladies of the Oval. Ladies of the Oval came into existence in 2017. It is a community of support for female racers, not only in Ontario, but now nationwide. Their social media showcases female racers across the country in all divisions and all classes. Ladies of the Oval gives out sponsorships to women in racing that is funded by merchandise sales. Follow them on social media to see spotlights of the female racers, upcoming sponsorships, and to find out how you can get involved and stay connected.
You can support the Ladies of the Oval by purchasing your decal or race calendar for 2023 that features some of the ladies that race across this great country. You can follow the Ladies of the Oval on social media via their Facebook page or Instagram page. Just search Ladies of the Oval. Everybody, welcome into the Stickers and Scuffs podcast once again. Cam K, Graydon, Bun, and this week joining us for our Ladies of the Oval month once again is our special guest, Laila Walser. Laila, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, this is exciting for us to have really a young upcoming driver and one that's been pretty successful. You've had a pretty good tenure in driving in Ontario. I'm going to start with my question really being, how did you first get into racing? What was your first experience with it?
So my mom works at the local radio station, and we went out once for Country 93 night, and we went seen all the cars, and at the end, they were the junior late models, and I asked her if they were kids, and she told me they were small adults. So then afterwards, my mom wanted to get going, but I said to my dad that we should go into the pits and see the drivers. So we did, and then we talked to one of them, and then a couple weeks later, I ended up at the track with a car.
That's pretty amazing, actually, that it went that quickly. Was it just first time you seeing them on the track that you're like, I want to drive one of these?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I never had that grade, and I never was like, I want to drive one of them. I can talk. That's what I can do. I couldn't actually get in there. So what was it like the first time you got behind the wheel?
It was kind of like, I wouldn't say it was scary. It was almost like in between excitement and fear at the same time. I don't know.
Which track was that at?
Sauble.
At Sauble, yeah? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, I don't know, Graydon, you got experience at Peterborough for your first ever race, so I guess Laila's got you beat because she started at Sauble, so it's a little bit tougher.
Laila, we're pretty far apart on the age spectrum, and I totally get what you're saying, though. There's a lot of nerves in it, but I mean it's a good kind of, if you use it to your advantage, you get the adrenaline rush, and as you're lining up with all the cars, right, about to take the green, there's no cooler feeling than that.
Yeah, it's really fun like that.
Well, you also have a pretty stout group of other drivers that have been in the junior late models with you, obviously. Lots of other drivers sons out there. There's a couple other girls out there, but I guess you're really one of the only ones out there. Is it nice knowing that you've been kicking a lot of butt lately?
It's nice, I guess, but I've had a lot of help from like all my sponsors.
Is there racing in your family, or are you the first generation really to start racing?
No, I'm just the first one in my family to start racing. My dad claims he's done it, but he just went out for a practice once. So, yeah, no one's ever done it before in our family.
And you went out there and you guys won already. That's amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that you got out there and you're racing like the Spencer Waltz, the Gibbons, the Quarries, and you're going out there and you're winning. Is it better going out there and saying, "Hey, I kicked everybody's butt," or is it more that, "Hey, I don't have as much experience as everybody else, and I went out there and did this," or is it more or less, "I just want to do as well as I can now because I want to do more"?
I'd say it's more just having fun than winning, if anything, because you meet a lot of good friends out there.
Yeah, we're new to this too, Layla. We haven't been doing this for a long time in the racing scene, but we've met some really good people, and yeah, it's true. It's all about the people that you meet. Is there somebody that you met on your first day that you're still friends with, or is it just kind of you go along and you meet so many people?
I'd say Kyle Parker probably.
Yeah, Kyle Parker, and that's Jason Parker.
Yeah, Jason Parker.
Yeah, so there you go. Like you're meeting people, the right people, at the racetrack. In Sauble Speedway, we haven't been there ourselves. It is quite away from where we live. So, what's your favorite thing about Sauble Speedway?
I really like the fans and the way they run the track. It's really nice, and they always have a very good. They always have the pits pretty full.
Oh, that's always a good thing.
So it's always interesting.
Yeah, I would imagine interesting's the nice word, right?
Yeah.
A little time people get a little bit crazy, I'd imagine, out there. When you got into those junior late models, we don't really know so much about them. Are these the heavy cars? Are they really easy to spin? What was it like getting in there and behind the wheel? Was it easy? Did you spin a lot? Because I know my buddy here, Graydon, when he got his first experience, he spun quite a bit. Not too crazy, but
I didn't really spin a lot the first time. I think it was more just trying to like get a feel of the track and getting them to say like move down when another car is coming or something, and learning how to pass correctly before I really spun out.
Yeah, see, I think that's something we probably great. We need to get you in a junior late model to start.
Yeah, I spun out in a Legends car on dirt. That's not the same thing.
No, it's not. Not at all.
But yeah, Layla, what's it like to drive those cars and take your first win? What's the first win feeling like?
So when I first won, I was literally yelling out the window, get back, because it was like Kyle was like right on my tail, and I was like, you stay back. And then I seen like one of my friends who got taken out that race, and they were like, go Layla, go. And then they ended up videoing it after, and I had a whole bunch of people come out for my picture, and it was really fun. I really liked it. It's scary.
That's almost scarier than driving.
An interview.
Oh,
I didn't have it prepared because I didn't know I was going to win.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's definitely it, because we started doing interviews with people a while ago, and there's some people now that don't like interviews because they're scary, right? And that's when I turn around and go, I can't imagine driving in one of those cars. I think that would be scary, especially for me. I don't do that type of thing. That's not me. I like to watch cars go around. But your first win, who was there to see you win?
Unfortunately, my mom wasn't there.
No.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I think she was doing something. I don't remember what it was, but it was definitely something important. I do remember that. But my dad was there, and Darren also was there.
Perfect. We're gonna actually have Darren on the show in a couple of minutes, and he's gonna talk about his experience as one of your sponsors, one of your partners. But Laila, who your paint scheme on that junior late model is a little familiar. I'm just curious if it's based off of who we all think it is based off of.
The Hooters car?
Oh no, it's actually not. I was thinking it was Danica Patrick. Is that who it was based off of? No, eh?
No. So when I was younger, of course I didn't know what Hooters was, but like I knew I knew the car, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. So I was like, why don't we paint it? It was white. I think it was white and black. No, it wasn't. It was black and white, or black and orange. And my dad's like, well, at least you can't have it the same way because that will be a little odd. So, and then I've been begging my dad, and I was like, we should get sponsored by Hooters. And then, but the first year I started racing, I think it was just like a wrap we put on.
Yeah. So who's your favorite driver that you actually watch with racing? If you do watch racing, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's there isn't somebody that you actually watch.
I like Chase Elliott.
That seems to be a favorite amongst a lot of people. What about in Canada? Do you have a favorite like Canadian driver that's at Sauble Speedway or that races in Ontario?
I like Corey McAllister.
Yeah, Corey McAllister, Ontario Sportsman Series driver for 23. That's awesome. Yeah. We actually will be going up to Sauble Speedway to your track actually this year with the Ontario Sportsman Series. So that's really exciting to be able to see that. So Corey McAllister, you have a fan. That's great. I'm sure he's got more than just one, but
when you go to the track, do you lean on other drivers? Do you guys just kind of keep to yourself and you have is there setups in the car that you can talk to other drivers about, or is it just
not?
No.
No. No. When we get something figured out, that's ours. They got to figure theirs out.
Nice. Good answer.
I like that answer too. Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, in racing, there are some times where things don't go well. When you do have those bad days at the racetrack, because we know that not every day is always great. Have you been in any accidents or had really those rough races? And one of the things that we kind of want to know from people is what do you do?
I have been in a lot of crashes. I had a really big one my first year too. And then I don't even know if I hurt my foot or what I did, but I could not walk at all.
Oh man.
So that was one. And then the second year I flipped my car in practice all by myself. Yeah.
All by yourself.
All by myself.
That's really impressive.
Third year, I think that was when COVID happened,
I
believe, which is 2020. Yeah. It would have been COVID, so I only raced half of the year that year, and I didn't have any wrecks for that year and 2021, but I did this year. I hit the wall 3 times. In practice, there were rookies in front of me, so I was going around the track. In practice, I'm trying to get I got brand new tires, so I was trying to get them done and scuffed, and the rookies literally slammed the brakes on corner 4. I ran them up into the wall, and my car jumped 5 feet in the air.
I can't. I think about it myself, going, I don't think I'd be able to do that. So, at the end of the day, what is it that you do to kind of forget about it? Because it isn't the easiest thing to do, right?
Yeah. Honestly, after I'll just ask my mom knows by now. When I get out of the car, I go into the trailer and I just have a cool down, and then I tell my dad what the car was doing after. So really, I just sit away from people and calm myself down, so I don't say or do anything I shouldn't.
No punching people out then.
No, I'm not one of those guys.
Perfect.
So girls are more mature than guys. That's
yeah.
That's a very level-headed approach to those types of situations, because it can get very emotional and you're very invested in it that way. And it's so hard to keep your emotions in check. Do you, when you're getting close to the checkered flag and you're running well, is it hard to keep yourself calm?
Yes, very.
Yeah.
Because I don't even sit on the seat at that point. I'm just like standing up on the pedal, like tugging
Yeah.
it, make sure not like getting lazy footed or anything.
Yeah. That's
And
yeah.
I grip the wheel so good, and I just like barely turn it. Hopefully,
Your
I'm
right foot. Sorry, your right foot hurts from like mashing the pedal so hard. You feel like you're trying to push it. The harder you push it, the faster you'll go.
Yeah, it gets really bad eventually. Like it's numb.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Well, one of the things that's really awesome about having you on the podcast, we also want to talk about your documentary that you had that was done about you, and that's something that not many people can say in Ontario, that they had a documentary on you. What was that experience like?
So it was one of my sponsors, CTRE. We met them at a bridal show actually, for like the Bayshore Bridal Show. It was my mom's work runs it every year, so I was lucky to meet Russ Ellis, and we started talking with them, and then he said for the sponsorship, like they could add in like doing a video about me, and I didn't know it was gonna be like an actual documentary. So then they came to the track, and they caught like videos of me going around the track and like getting ready and waiting to go on the track and drinking water. And then hanging with all the drivers at the drivers meeting and stuff. They made the video, and then when the documentary, like the launch party, I was like really scared to like watch the video because I always think I look like really funny in videos. I don't know, because I don't know when someone's looking at me. Like I gotta look good, like.
Yeah.
But I definitely couldn't thank them enough for that video.
That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, that's like Cam said, that's not something that every racer or every athlete can say that they've had done, and that's a really unique thing to have on your racing resume. And that's really cool that someone saw that in you. That's such a cool thing to make a film about.
Yeah.
Well, you obviously, sorry, Graydon.
Yep.
You obviously have some stuff that's going to be planned for this year, and we want to talk about that shortly before we get to Darren. So obviously you've been in the junior late models for the last couple of years, and what's the goal for this year?
This year I'm hoping to do really good in the mini stocks with the help from my parents and my sponsors.
Mini stocks, and that's at Sauble Speedway.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
Awesome stuff. Well, let's bring we're going to bring one of Laila's sponsors on to chat with us with her about their program and this upcoming season. We'll be right back with Darren. All right, so we're back here with Laila Walser, and we have a special guest joining Laila right now, who is from Illium Industries, is Darren. Now, Darren, let's talk about your involvement in Laila's race program.
Well, I was approached by their parents. I used to race the junior late model J-Car series many moons ago before Laila was born. And they approached me about buying a car and working on it. And it's been an extensive rebuild on that car, I'll say the least. There's no doubt. And yeah, from there, Laila's done the rest, basically.
Why did you want to get involved?
I was always drawn to that class right from its inception when it started. I stepped away from it for quite a while. Just life happens. Things go on. And then Brad and Crystal, I've both known them for years, and Laila's parents. And I thought it was interesting to get back into it for sure.
Laila, what's it like to have someone like Darren who really believes in what you're doing and what your family is doing?
it's really nice to know that there's someone who can help me with the car whenever I need it, especially my dad too.
Yeah, so that have the mechanical and the fab work know-how and that sort of thing. It's definitely an asset to a race team for sure, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that you have to look forward to, I guess, when you do have those race victories, is that you have somebody that's there as somebody who's supporting you at the racetrack. Were you able to get to any of the races last year, Darren, and able to see Laila pick up a win?
I made it a few times last year. She was very close on a couple for sure. I didn't get to see her race wins. The shop's been awfully busy.
One thing that I'd love to ask you, Darren, is because one of the things in motorsports is it really is hard to find partners. And I'm wondering if you could relay to people what you get out of it, because it is something that I think a lot of people maybe don't know why you would partner, right? But there must be something that obviously you really get out of seeing your company on a race car and with a young racer who's doing quite well.
I think the biggest thing that my company, as far as the fabrication side and the involvement in helping her develop as a driver too, at times, comes from all the parts and pieces that we put in place work on a nightly basis. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. That's the way it goes. But the satisfaction you get is more that you're doing the right things when she's being successful, and supporting somebody that's being successful is gratifying to anybody, no matter which way you look at it.
Going forward, Laila, what's your plans? Obviously, you talked about mini stock for 2023, but where do you see yourself in the future?
I mean, every driver wants to go to the NASCAR, so obviously that's the dream. But we'll see if we can make it happen.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer.
Yeah. Just keep the motivation like you have it. I mean, you're obviously very driven to be doing what you're doing at the level that you're doing it. And it's really cool. This is something really neat to have the sponsor sitting right beside you too, a partner in your racing program. And it's neat to be able to talk with both of you guys and have the guy that's writing checks and donating time and all sorts of things vouch for you. Ladies of the Oval is someone that we partnered with this month to bring this month. What does that organization mean to you, Laila?
It was started by two amazing girls, and we found really good connections through Ladies of the Oval. And I think both me and my parents and a lot of people are proud of that. And because of the work they put into the group that they form, it brings a lot of women. I think it's attracted maybe more into racing as well.
So Laila, on that note, tell us who your partners are for your racing program. Who do you thank that gets you to the track every time?
National Power Sports Financing is a really big one. Illium Industries, who I have right next to me.
Can't forget him.
Yeah, Todd and Associates, IG Wealth Management, CMR Insurance, Rebecca Matches, CTRE Productions, Throttle Out Productions, Buff Racing, Epic Racewear, Ladies of the Oval. So Century 21, Samantha Tremblay, Hillis Racing, and Pro Sport Fan Shop, and we're always looking for more sponsors too.
Well, one of the things we're very happy about is that Laila's going to be one of our SNS drivers for 2023, which means she's going to ride the SNS Deco. We're going to be able to talk all about Laila's results this year. So we're really looking forward to that. We've had an incredible time talking with you, Darren, and you, Laila. We're so excited. We're so proud of everything that you're doing for helping Laila out on the racetrack, Darren. That's really a great thing. We really want to see more partners getting behind and supporting female racers because it's so desperately needed.
And jumping on a podcast too.
And jumping on a podcast to talk with two idiots who don't know what all that is about. So we really appreciate it. And this has been probably the most chaotic episode we've ever had because every 5 minutes the connection goes out and I'm going to have to spend probably like 4 hours putting this all together.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate it. To Crystal and Laila and Darren, thank you guys so much for joining us on the Stickers and Scuffs podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.